6 months from now, the demolition crew arrives at dawn, but Zara Laurent is already standing on her mother's porch, arms crossed, ready to fight. "Ma'am, you need to clear the property." The foreman shifts uncomfortably. "We have orders." "I know whose orders you have." Her voice is steady even as her heart shatters. "My uncle's. But this is my mother's house. She died 8 weeks ago, and he sold it while I was planning her funeral." Behind the crew, a black Mercedes idles at the curb. Watching. Always watching. 3 months earlier, the humidity in Seoul is unbearable in August, but Zara barely notices as she races through Incheon Airport. Her phone died somewhere over the Pacific. She's been traveling for 19 hours, New Orleans to Dallas to Seoul, running on nothing but fear and coffee. The text from her cousin Michelle had been brief. "Your mom collapsed. Hospital. Come now." Zara's mother, Diane Laurent, moved to Seoul 15 years ago after marrying a Korean businessman. The marriage lasted 3 years. The love affair with Korea lasted forever. Diane stayed, opened a small cafe in Itaewon, became part of the community. Zara visited twice a year, always promising to stay longer. Now she might not get another chance. Seoul National University Hospital smells like every hospital everywhere. Antiseptic and anxiety. Zara finds her mother's room on the 4th floor. Diane looks small against the white sheets, her beautiful dark skin ashen, tubes and monitors crowding the space. "Mama." Zara takes her hand, careful of the foreline. Diane's eyes flutter open. "Baby girl, you came." "Of course I came." Zara's voice cracks. "What did the doctors say?" "Heart failure. Advanced." Diane squeezes her fingers weakly. "I should have told you sooner. Didn't want to worry you." "How long have you known?" 6 months. Diane looks away. "I kept thinking I had more time. Wanted to get everything in order first." Zara's uncle Jerome arrives an hour later with his wife Sun-hee and their daughter Michelle. Jerome is Diane's older brother, a real estate investor who moved to Seoul right after Diane did, always chasing opportunities. "How is she?" Jerome asks, but he's already studying the hospital room like he's calculating costs. Over the next 2 weeks, Diane fades. The doctors try treatments, but her heart is too damaged. Zara sleeps in a chair beside the bed, holds her mother's hand, plays old Etta James songs on her phone because Diane always loved them. "The house," Diane whispers one night. "Promise me you'll keep it. It's all I have to leave you. The cafe didn't make much, but the house is paid off. You're home in Korea. I promise, Mama." Diane dies on a Tuesday morning as sunrise spills golden through the hospital window. Zara is singing, at last, when her mother takes her final breath. The funeral is small. Diane's cafe regulars, a few neighborhood friends, Jerome's family. Zara moves through it in a fog. She's an only child. Her father died when she was 12. Now both parents are gone, and she's untethered, floating. The house sits in a quiet neighborhood in Yongsan-gu, near the old cafe. It's small but charming, 2 bedrooms, a garden Diane tended carefully, walls covered in photos of Zara growing up. Every corner holds memories. Zara plans to stay a month, handle her mother's affairs, then figure out what comes next. She's a freelance translator, can work from anywhere. Maybe she'll keep the house, split time between Seoul and New Orleans. It's what Diane wanted. Then Jerome knocks on the door 3 days after the funeral. "We need to talk about the house." Zara makes tea, her hands shaking slightly. Something in Jerome's tone sets her nerves jangling. "Your mother had debts," Jerome says without preamble. "The cafe was struggling. She borrowed money from me. Almost 80 million won. I have the paperwork." "What?" Zara sets down her cup. "She never said. She was proud. Didn't want to burden you." Jerome slides documents across the table. "The debt transfers to her estate, which means you're responsible." Zara's vision swims as she reads. Her mother's signature, loan agreements, interest accumulating over 2 years. It looks legitimate. "I can't pay this." Her voice is barely a whisper. "I don't have that kind of money." "I know." Jerome's expression is sympathetic, but his eyes are calculating. "So here's my solution. Sign the house over to me, and we'll call the debt settled. Clean slate. This house is all I have left of her. It's just a building, Zara. Your mother's memory lives in your heart." "No." She stands, shaking. "I'll find another way. I'll get a loan. You're American. No Korean bank will loan you that amount without collateral, and the house is already secured against the debt." Jerome stands too. "Be reasonable." I'm trying to help family here. Get out. Zara, get out. He leaves, but the papers stay on the table. Accusatory. Damning. Zara spends the next week frantically researching options. Every bank turns her down. Every lawyer confirms the debt is legal. Jerome owns the paper, and the house is the only asset valuable enough to cover it. She's sitting in her mother's garden, crying into her hands, when the black Mercedes pulls up outside. The man who emerges is breathtaking, tall, sharp-featured, wearing a suit that probably costs more than her yearly income. Korean, maybe 35, with eyes that miss nothing. He walks through the garden gate like he owns it. Zara Laurent. His English is accented, precise. My name is Shin Jae-sung. I'd like to discuss your property situation. Zara wipes her eyes quickly, standing. I don't know who you are, but I'm not selling. Tell my uncle. I'm not here for your uncle. Jae-sung stops 3 feet away, hands in his pockets, posture relaxed but radiating authority. I'm here for you. How do you know my name? I know everything that happens in this neighborhood. He glances at the house. Your mother made excellent kimchi jjigae. She gave me a bowl once when I was having a difficult day. I never forgot her kindness. Zara tries to reconcile this powerful, dangerous-looking man with someone her gentle mother would have fed. What do you want? To make you an offer. One that doesn't involve losing your home. Against her better judgment, she listens. They sit in the garden, and Jae-sung explains in his careful, measured way. He runs a consulting business. Zara understands immediately that's code for organized crime. He controls most of Yeongsangu, owns legitimate businesses as fronts, and has been watching Jerome's real estate schemes for months. Your uncle is buying up properties in this neighborhood, Jae-sung says, pressuring people to sell cheap, then flipping them to developers. He's done it to 4 families already. Yours is the 5th. The debt is legal. The debt is fabricated. Your mother borrowed 20 million won 2 years ago for cafe repairs. Your uncle has been adding fraudulent interest, forging additional loan documents. Zara's hands clench. Can you prove it? I'm working on it. But legal proof takes time, and your uncle is filing foreclosure papers tomorrow. So what's your offer? Jae-sung meets her eyes directly. Work for me. 6 months. I need someone fluent in English and French for international negotiations. In return, I pay off the debt, real and fabricated, and provide legal protection against your uncle's schemes. Why would you do that? Because your mother showed me kindness when everyone else in the city looked at me with fear. His voice softens almost imperceptibly. And because I don't allow men like Jerome to operate in my territory. It's the same devil's bargain her mother warned her about. Never owe dangerous men. But Zara is out of options in time. Just translation work? Nothing illegal. You'll attend meetings, translate documents, facilitate communications. He pauses. It may occasionally be uncomfortable, but you'll be safe. You have my word. The word of a criminal. The word of someone who honors his debts. Your mother fed me when I was at my lowest. This is me repaying that kindness. Zara looks at the garden, the house, the windows reflecting afternoon sun. Her mother's sanctuary. 6 months. Then the debt is clear and I'm free. Completely. She takes a breath. Makes the choice. Deal. The next morning, Zara wakes to find the foreclosure notice on her door. She calls Jae-sung, hands shaking. He arrives within 10 minutes. Reads the notice. Makes a phone call in rapid Korean. It's handled. Get dressed. You start today. Jae-sung's office is in Gangnam, a sleek high-rise with legitimate import-export operations on the public floors. The real business happens in the private levels. Zara spends her first week translating shipping manifests, contract negotiations, communications with European partners. Nothing obviously illegal. But she's not naive. She knows what she's really facilitating. You're very good at this, Jae-sung comments after she handles a difficult negotiation with a French distributor. You stay calm under pressure. I taught English in New Orleans public schools for 5 years. I've seen pressure. Something almost like a smile crosses his face. Your mother mentioned you were a teacher. You talked about me? She talked about you constantly. How proud she was. How much she missed you. He straightens papers on his desk, not meeting her eyes. She loved you very much. The grief hits fresh. Zara excuses herself, finds the bathroom, cries quietly. When she emerges, there's tea waiting at her desk, Korean citron tea, sweet and soothing. She never sees who brought it. The pattern continues. Jae-sung is distant, Professional, barely speaks beyond work necessities. But small kindnesses appear. Lunch ordered when she forgets to eat. Her favorite books in French appearing in the office library. A driver assigned to take her safely home each night. A month in, Jerome calls. Stop this nonsense. Working for Shin Jae-sung? Do you know what he is? Someone who isn't trying to steal my house. I'm family, Zara. I'm trying to help you. You forge loan documents. I know the truth. Silence. Then, that's a dangerous accusation. Are you threatening me? I'm warning you. Shin is using you. When he's done, you'll have nothing. The call ends. That night, Zara finds Jae-sung still in his office, working late. My uncle knows I'm working for you. Of course he knows. I made sure he knows. Jae-sung leans back in his chair. He's afraid now. Good. He said you're using me. I am using you. You're an excellent translator. He studies her. But I'm also protecting you. Those things aren't mutually exclusive. Why do you really care? One bowl of soup years ago isn't enough reason to go against a man like Jerome. For the first time, Jae-sung's controlled facade cracks. My grandmother was Korean. My mother was black, American military. My grandmother was the only family who didn't disown my mother for that choice. She died when I was 12, alone in a care facility because everyone else abandoned her. He looks away. Your mother reminded me of her. Kind for no reason. Generous when the world gave her nothing. I'm sorry. Don't be. Just understand. I don't forget people who show me humanity. And I don't let predators destroy good people. The moment stretches between them, fragile and honest. The 6 months, Zara says quietly. What happens after? You're free to go? Or stay, if you want. The job is real. I do need a translator. And the house. It's yours. Always was, always will be. Something shifts. Zara starts noticing details. How Jae-sung's shoulders relax when she enters the office. How he listens carefully when she talks about her mother. How he positions himself between her and anyone potentially threatening. 3 months in, everything explodes. The demolition notice arrives on a Tuesday. Zara finds it taped to her mother's door, stamped with official seals. Jerome has circumvented the debt issue entirely. He's convinced the district council to declare the property blighted, approve demolition for a new development project. She calls Jae-sung, but his phone goes straight to voicemail. His assistant says he's been in emergency meetings all morning, unreachable. So Zara stands alone on the porch as the demolition crew arrives, heartbreaking, ready to physically throw herself in front of the bulldozer if she has to. Then the Mercedes appears. Jae-sung emerges like controlled fury. He walks straight past the crew, past Zara, stops in front of the foreman. Who authorized this demolition? District Council. Legal permits. The foreman shows paperwork. Jae-sung reads it, jaw tight. Then he makes a phone call. The conversation is entirely in Korean, too fast for Zara to follow, but the tone is unmistakable. Absolute authority, zero negotiation. He hangs up. Clear the equipment. The demolition is cancelled. Sir, I have orders. Your orders just changed. Jae-sung's voice could cut glass. Move. Now. The foreman looks at his crew, at Jae-sung, makes a quick calculation. The equipment starts withdrawing. Only then does Jae-sung turn to Zara. Are you all right? She's shaking. How did you stop them? I made a very large donation to the district council's community development fund. The blight designation has been reversed. You paid them off. I invested in proper civic processes. The corner of his mouth quirks. Come on. We need to handle your uncle permanently. They drive to Jerome's real estate office in Gangnam. Zara expects confrontation, violence, drama. Instead, Jae-sung walks in calmly, requests a private meeting, and closes the office door. Zara waits outside, heart pounding. 20 minutes later, Jae-sung emerges with Jerome behind him, her uncle's face pale, defeated. Tell her, Jae-sung says quietly. Jerome can't meet Zara's eyes. The debt was inflated. I adjusted the interest rates without proper documentation. It was wrong. He's going to correct the record. Jae-sung continues. Sign a notarized statement confirming the actual debt was 20 million won, already repaid through your mother's cafe assets. You owe nothing. And the development project? Abandoned. This neighborhood is now under historic preservation review, meaning no demolition permits for any property. Jae-sung's smile is razor sharp. I bought the entire street this morning. 22 properties. Your uncle's development scheme is finished. Zara stares. You bought the whole street. I dislike halfway measures. He looks at Jerome. You're done operating in Yongsan-gu. Move your business elsewhere, or I'll review all your properties for irregularities. Your choice. Jerome nods, humiliated, and leaves. In the car afterward, Zara finally asks, why? This goes way beyond repaying kindness. Jae-sung is quiet for a long moment. When he speaks, his voice is unguarded. Because I've spent 3 months watching you grieve, work until exhausted, fight to keep your mother's memory alive. You never complained, never gave up, never stopped being kind to my staff, even when your world was falling apart. He glances at her. You like her. Your mother. You make the world less cold. Jae-sung, I'm not good at this. At feeling things. It's dangerous in my line of work. His hands tighten on the steering wheel. But you walked into my life crying in that garden, and I haven't been able to think straight since. Zara's breath catches. The job offer. The debt. Was any of it real? All of it was real, including the part where I fell for you somewhere between your terrible coffee making and the way you sing while translating French contracts. I don't sing. You absolutely sing. Badly. She laughs, surprising herself. So what now? Now you decide. The 6 months are almost up. The house is legally protected. I've transferred the deed to a trust with you as sole beneficiary. Your uncle can't touch it. You're free to go back to New Orleans, stay in Seoul, travel, whatever you want. And if I want to stay working for you, his expression is carefully neutral. The job remains available. Just the job. What are you asking, Zara? She takes a breath, makes her choice. I'm asking if buying an entire street because someone tried to demolish my house is a business decision or something else. Something else, he admits. Very much something else. Good. She reaches for his hand. Because I've spent 3 months falling for a man who brings me tea, protects my mother's memory, and just bankrupted my uncle without breaking a sweat. That's a terrible basis for a relationship. So it was a bowl of soup, but look where that got us. This time, his smile is real, warm, transforming his entire face. Your mother would approve of this, you know. She told me once I needed someone to make me remember I was human. She was a wise woman. The wisest. They sit in comfortable silence as Seoul traffic flows around them. 6 months later, Zara stands in her mother's garden, now professionally restored and expanded. The house has been renovated, kept all its character but updated, safe, beautiful. The cafe reopened last month with a new manager, profits going to a community fund. The entire street has transformed. Jae-sung's properties are mixed use, affordable housing, small businesses, community spaces. He's still a criminal, but he's a criminal who apparently believes in gentrification done right. You're thinking too hard. Jae-sung appears behind her, wrapping his arms around her waist. I'm thinking about Mama. Wishing she could see this. She'd say you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Working for the Korean Mafia and dating my boss. She always appreciated efficiency. Zara turns in his arms, kissing him softly. They've been officially together for 4 months now, navigating cultural differences, his dangerous work, her continued grief. It's not easy, but it's real. I got an offer, she says. Teaching position at an international school. Good pay, benefits, legitimate work. His expression doesn't change. You should take it if you want. I don't want. She holds his gaze. I want to expand the translation department, maybe add Korean lessons. Build something bigger than just facilitating deals. You want to stay? I want to stay? With you. In Seoul. In this house my mother loved. Her voice softens. Is that okay? More than okay. He kisses her forehead. You made me promise to protect this house. I intend to protect everything in it, including you. Very romantic for a crime boss. I'm evolving. They stand in the garden as evening settles golden over the neighborhood. Zara's phone rings, her former teaching colleague from New Orleans, checking in. They talk for 15 minutes about nothing important, and Zara realizes she's happy. Genuinely, deeply happy. Her mother's house is safe. The neighborhood is thriving. She has work she finds meaningful, even if it's complicated. And she has Jae-sung, this unexpected, dangerous, tender man who bought an entire street because someone made her cry. I love you, she says after hanging up. First time saying it out loud. Jae-sung goes very still. Then, I've loved you since you told me to get out of your garden that first day. You were crying and furious and absolutely magnificent. Love at first threat of violence. Very on brand for us. We contain multitudes. Zara laughs, and the sound carries through the garden her mother planted, in the house her mother loved, in the city her mother chose. She's built a life here from grief and determination and one desperate deal with a dangerous man who turned out to have the most loyal heart she's ever known. She thinks of Diane often, playing old Etta James songs, cooking in the kitchen, remembering stories. The pain of loss doesn't disappear, but it's softened by gratitude. Her mother gave her this place, this chance, this unexpected love story. Thank you, Zara whispers to the sky, to her mother, to whatever force brought her to Seoul. Jae-sung understands without asking. He just holds her tighter. And in that garden, in that house, on that street a powerful man bought to protect one woman's grief, they build their future. Complicated, imperfect, and absolutely theirs.